Professor Amy Keeley here. So I was thinking, because I'm spending a lot of time giving my dad photography advice, because I used to teach photography at the Art Institute. I taught the history of photography, I taught introduction to photography and photography lighting. And one of the things that I was thinking about the other day is kind of how photography aligns with marketing. What people need to understand about photography is that you have the more scientific side of it. Now, when I took photography in college, it was, the old celluloid film, fixed developer, liquid, hand, smell, stinky, and developing it by hand. And now we don't have that experience. It's all digital. But you have the more technical side, right? You have the ISO aperture, you have the f-stops, you have all these different things, and then you have the creative side. So today I wanted to talk about the more technical side of the camera, because it really does kind of align with marketing. Because marketing has the creative side and it has a technical side, which is the data. So does photography. So I always tell people the example would be when you're thinking about a camera, you have the aperture, right? The aperture in your camera is like the pupil in your eye. And when the light's too bright, all of a sudden your pupil will dilate, right? Because it's like, whoa, way too much light, shut it down, shut it down. It's hitting the brain too much, and it becomes very small. So that's one way that your camera through the aperture controls light and reduces the amount of light, or opens up and allows more light if it's dark, right? And that's what your eye does. When it gets really dark, your pupils will get enormous, because it's like basically, okay, it's so dark I can't see, so I'm going to open this aperture up wide enough so little bit of light I'll be able to get. Then you also have what's called the shutter speed on your camera. Think about it as this way. See, watch my eyes. See, my eyes are fluttering? That's shutter speed. That's also controlling the light, right? So that I have two ways of controlling light on a camera that is designed to mimic your eye. You have the pupil and aperture, and you have the shutter speed, which is also like your eyelids fluttering. So that is the biology of a camera, to mimic the human eye. And again, those are technical skills that you learn how to be able to control those. Or you could take the easy route, which many people do, which is to turn it on automatic so that the camera reads that. But there's something very pure about you controlling the camera to give it something that an automatic can't have. So you put it on manual and you tinker with the f-stop and the aperture, trying to get a certain effect. That's really what makes your photography different than iPhone photography, for example. Even though some of the cameras now have